the leader in talk radio on the Internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-826-1246. 800-826-1246. That's 800-826-1246. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Alright folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you. So make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Wow. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely. Let's get started.
You are listening live to the Vito and Vito Show. Disrespectful to the executive branch.
I would remind you that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice.
Don't sign the damn deal, and the president won't.
Therefore, I do not believe that the majority can vote a man's life or property or freedom away from him.
And we're live here on the Vito and Vito Show. I'm Vito.
And I'm Vito.
We want to welcome everybody here to the Vito and Vito Show. We're going to have a great show for you tonight. We're going to be talking about the events in Orlando. We're going to be talking about all these events and what's going on. But without further ado, I want to welcome to the program Senator Ted Harvey. He's calling in. He's with the Stop Hillary PAC. Welcome to the program, Senator Harvey. Hello there, sir. You there?
Yes, sir.
There we go. Senator Ted Harvey with the Stop Hillary PAC. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you for having me on. Good evening.
Hey, it's awesome to have you on. Sorry about that. We're having some tech difficulties before, but we got everything situated and evened out here. These terrible events that happened in Orlando. An absolute tragedy. I mean, what's your reaction to what's going on here?
Without a doubt. The ISIS has always said they're going to bring the fight here to the United States, and sadly, they're recruiting Americans to do it. And they are radicalizing U.S. citizens to fight against their own country, and it is a terrible situation. And certainly, I believe that the President of the United States and Hillary Clinton is doing everything they can to avoid the actual topic that is we have radical Islam here in the United States. We are fighting it around the world, and we have it here in the United States, and they can't even bring it upon themselves to actually use the term radical Islam. They're more angry at law-abiding gun owners than they are with the actual enemy that we are trying to fight. And it's another example of why we have to change the administration and the party that is in control of this country right now. And leads us to why I am running to Stop Hillary PAC, to make sure that Hillary Clinton never becomes president of the United States.
Well, that's really what's going on right now. It's that they are going after gun control. That's their bread and butter right now on the left. They're not going after radical Islam. The president has yet to call it radical Islam. He's never going to call it radical Islam. Hillary Clinton doesn't say radical Islam. The issue right now for the left is gun control, and they're making a big deal out of AR-15s. They're making a big deal out of assault weapons. They are going, balls to the wall crazy on this issue. And thank God you're out there trying to stop this lady, Hillary Clinton, from becoming president. Because I'm telling you now, she is already pushing, if you notice, on a lot of her campaign speeches. She's much more tougher in terms of gun control than she's ever has been. She is actively pushing the Democratic Party right now to fully support an assault weapons ban and whatever that is. And it really scares the bejesus out of every single law-abiding gun owner in America. The Second Amendment is under attack in this country, and I'm happy you're standing up and you're fighting for it. Senator, let me ask you this. Right now, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, the polls, I've seen polls where Hillary is up. I've seen polls where Hillary is down. I need two answers from you. One, are you on the Trump train? And two, how do we go ahead and change the tide with Hillary possibly beating Trump in November?
Well, I am on the Stop Hillary train.
Okay.
And if Trump is the one that can do that, then praise God, let's go forward and everybody rally around him and make sure that he wins the election. I am a delegate to the National Convention, and I am a Cruz delegate, bound Cruz delegate to the National Convention, so I will be voting for Cruz on the first ballot, and if Trump wins the nomination on the first ballot, then the entire party, the entire country has to rally around Donald Trump and make sure that he is the nominee, because the alternative is far worse, to have Hillary Clinton continuing another 4 to 8 years of the legacy of Obama. And if she has the ability to put in new judges in addition to Scalia's replacement, you can kiss not only your Second Amendment rights away, you can kiss almost every right that's protected under the Bill of Rights away, because the Democrat Party and the Democrat activist judges are going to do everything they can to redefine the Constitution, and it will have a huge impact not only for the next 8 years, but for generations to come if they're able to stack the U.S. Supreme Court. And I believe the next president will put 3 or 4 new justices on the bench at the U.S. Supreme Court. So this is a once in a lifetime election, in my opinion, and it scares me to death.
It scares me to death, too. I'm a college student. We're both college students here, so we're young guys. We got to deal with this. We got to deal with this going into the future. We're dealing with 4 years and possibly God knows how many years of a Supreme Court and 4 years of a White House, possibly 8 with Hillary Clinton, if she wins, of absolute liberal tyranny at the helm here, and we have nothing to do that we could stop it. Our only choice right now is Donald Trump, who I'm on the Trump train. The other Vito is not. It's really becoming a tough issue as we get more into this campaign season. When we look at guns specifically and the impact Hillary Clinton is going to have on them, Hillary Clinton is so anti-Second Amendment, it should scare, like I said, every law-abiding American citizen in this country. Ted, I have to ask you this.
I think they may be using this issue to deflect attention away from the terrible candidate that Hillary Clinton is, and deflect away from the Benghazi Congressional Committee that is going to be releasing their report here any day. And the last thing they want to do is have that be on the front page. And so they're doing everything they can to make as controversial as possible and the tragedy that happened in Florida, and take Hillary Clinton off the front page and her terrible record as Secretary of State and the trail of corruption that she's had for the last 30 years.
Well, that was my thing here in my notes.
Best interest.
That was the thing here in my notes I want to talk about. The email, Trey Gowdy putting things out saying that we got to go to work on this email issue. What is going on here? Is Hillary Clinton, is she going back? I mean, is this investigation over? What's happening with these emails? I know you guys are watching it. I know you guys are watching every step of the way. So what's going on with these emails? Who's trying to break what? You got to fill us in on what's going on here.
Well, it's interesting because even the Democrats have said the only reason why the email server is even an issue is because of the work of the Stop Hillary PAC. They said that on CNN about 5 months ago, and I'll take that endorsement any day of the week. But I believe that it's not going to be the email server necessarily that's going to, if anything, brings her down. It's not going to be the email server. I think it's going to be the collusion and her role as Secretary of State to funnel money from foreign countries that's doing business with her as Secretary of State to the Clinton Foundation, and padding her nest and her husband's nest and her daughter's nest with foreign money that she, essentially colluded with foreign countries to give money to the Clinton Foundation. But I hope Trey Gowdy gets to the bottom of all of the above. My brother is a career foreign service officer, has served in embassies throughout the Middle East. If he sent one of those emails out on an unsecure server and allowed classified information to be put into our enemy's hands, he would be fired. He would probably go to jail. He would his career would be ended, and Hillary Clinton is now the nominee of the Democrat Party and could be president of the United States. That's how corrupt the Democrat Party is right now.
Absolutely, and the guy from WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, I'm sure you heard of WikiLeaks.
You bet.
And he came out with a report a couple days ago. Matter of fact, today, Thursday, saying that there's a quote from him, we have upcoming leaks in relation to Hillary Clinton, that we've accumulated a lot of material, and we could proceed to see an indictment. Can you imagine? This guy is saying, the guy from WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, is saying that he has enough evidence because he was able to hack into the stolen emails, or the deleted emails, whatever happened to them. He was able to say that there's enough information here to indict her. Be honest with me, you got the inside scoop. I really don't. Is Hillary Clinton going to get indicted under this administration in an election year, which the White House has endorsed?
It depends. It depends on if she is.
That is a better answer I've heard right now than I've ever heard. It depends, really, because before you would think, oh, not even close, but right now, that's something that I think is going to shake the news.
All Obama cares about is securing his legacy and making sure that the next Democrat president is able to keep in place everything that he has put in place over the last 8 years. And if Hillary Clinton is behind in the polls, President Obama will throw her under the bus in New York Minute and indict her and force her to step aside so that they can replace her with another opponent, most likely Biden. If she's winning in the polls, you will never see an indictment, ever.
Well, I mean, that's absolutely scary, because that is a slap in the face to justice. This White House should be embarrassed. They have indicted somebody. Oh, they've endorsed somebody who is right now under investigation. That's a shock.
Well,
that's also another one.
polls that say that the Democrats, even if she was indicted, 80% of them said that they'd still vote for her.
That's what you just call a collective mentality. That's embarrassing. That's a real shame. That's an absolute disgrace. Senator, I hate to cut it short here, but we have to cut it short. I'm sorry. Senator Ted Harvey with the Stop Hillary PAC. Where can we find more? How can we get involved? Because this is something I think you're very welcome. I think every American has to be on board with this.
Thank you. And we have 1.5 million members across the country who have gone to stophillarypac.org, stophillarypac.org, and sign up. Hopefully give us some money so we can continue to run the commercials. That if you go to that website, you'll see the commercials that we're running across the country. And any help we can get would be much appreciated. Thank you for having me on the show.
Awesome. You're very welcome. Senator Ted Harvey of the Stop Hillary PAC. You're the man, sir, and keep up the good work. We millennials here in Brooklyn, New York, we're on your side. Thanks a lot, Senator.
That's great. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.
Senator Ted Harvey to Stop Hillary PAC. Vito, wasn't that something?
Absolutely. I am waiting for the day that Hillary Clinton gets indicted. Listen, this is the first time that a White House, that current president would have endorsed a person being criminally investigated, I think. I mean, listen, there's corrupt politicians, there's this and that, all these different scandals. But for a lady being criminally investigated by the FBI, by an administration that has endorsed her, that is ridiculous. I mean, all this political correctness, this and that. Listen, if she's being criminally investigated, I don't see how you can endorse, how you can vote, let alone endorse her. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous.
You're absolutely right, Vito, and that's really the problem here. Hillary, I mean, there's the email issue, there's the lying issue, but what's pissing me off right now is the fact that this woman wants to take away our guns, along with this president of the United States, wants to take away guns from law-abiding Americans right now by setting up restrictions. He wants to restrict new gun owners like myself from getting a gun legally. He wants to make it 10 times harder. He wants to go ahead and attack people on no-fly list. The president has, who, by the way, aren't convicted of a crime. I want to make one thing very clear. If you're on the no-fly list, you haven't been convicted. There's been politicians in high places like Judge Napolitano, Andrew Napolitano, not a politician, but certainly a public figure. He was on a no-fly list at one point. Out of control, no way. There's an overreach here. And I think what we're seeing, which is pissing me off the most, guns are under attack in America, all because of what happened in Orlando. And it's, you know, what baffles me the most, it's not guns that that did all those terrible things in Orlando. It was the ideas of a religion stuck since its inception stage, stuck under the ideas of Muhammad. It is the idea of Islam, and I think every American out there who's listening to this program understands and knows it's about damn time we call out the religion of peace for being the religion of pieces, because that's all it does. It kills and blows people to pieces, and I am tired that nobody is standing up and talking about this, with the exception of Donald Trump. Vito, you're never Trump. Explain to me how this is the case. Donald Trump wants to ban all Muslims. He wants to ban every single Muslim immigrant from coming into this country till we find out what the hell is going on. That is anti-PC as it gets. I think it's a smart decision. I wrote an article at www.vitoandvito.com talking about my support of this decision. While I supported Ted Cruz, I thought this was the best plan for dealing with with Islam in other realms of the world and the destruction that it's having. Explain to me, Vito, how as a never-Trump person you could actively be supporting like Gary Johnson or something like that while denouncing Trump with a plan like his in terms of Islam and Muslims coming to the U.S.
I will say I'm never Trump, but there are certain things I do agree with Donald Trump that happen to be the same policy that he agreed with Ted Cruz on. I do support a Muslim ban. Ted Cruz also supported banning immigration and student visas coming in from terrorist-linked countries. That includes a large portion of the Middle East. Donald Trump said for all Muslims to temporarily be banned until we understand what's going on. I completely support that.
Yeah.
Okay, when you're at
war...
Whoa,
hold on. Ted Cruz did say, I want to make the record clear here. Lying Vito. I want to make the record very clear. I want to make it very clear. Ted Cruz said he wants to ban immigration from countries known that have terrorist affiliations.
I just said that.
Donald Trump wants to ban Muslim immigration completely.
I did say that too.
All right, I just want to make that very clear for the viewers.
Yeah, well, that's three times heard it from two different Vitos.
That's right. It's repetition, Vito. That's the plan here. We're trying to get it stuck in your head.
Right.
Go ahead. I want to hear this.
So, I do agree with those plans. I do agree, because if you go to war with the country, like we go to war with Japan at one point in our time, you don't let them in. It's very simple. At one point, they're the enemy. Right now, they seem to be the enemy. Okay, not all of them are bad guys. Not all Germans were bad guys during World War II either. But you're at war, and they're sneaking in as regular people. This guy, he grew up in New York? He said he was born in New York? The Orlando shooter?
Yeah.
A guy's born in New York. He's gay. His father hated him, so he goes down to Orlando and shoots up a club.
Right. There are reports out there that say that he frequented the nightclub that he shot up, Pulse.
Yeah, who would have thought? He always went to Pulse. He was a nice gay guy. Who would have thought? No, these people are disguised. They don't just say, oh, that guy's definitely a terrorist. No, they're disguised. You don't know. And all of these attacks are all linked to Islam. So you can't say, well, they can be any religion, any country, any place.
I've heard that so many times, and it pisses me off. How many times
if
I've heard...
If a duck quacks, if it quacks, it's a duck. If it looks like a duck. If somebody's telling you something, believe them.
Absolutely. How many times have we heard, whether it's on Twitter or whatever the hell we're on nowadays, LinkedIn, MySpace, whatever the hell we're on, how many times have we heard that it's not just Islam, it's all religions? No, I don't see Christians blowing up other Christians or Jews or whatever in the other parts of the world. I don't see Jews killing Jews. I don't see mass movements of Christians starting a caliphate. I don't see a resurrection of Christians and the Crusades. I don't see the Jews storming anything. All I see is the Jews trying to protect themselves in Israel. I see the Christians trying to protect their religious liberty in America. And I see Islamic people, Muslims blowing each other up in the Middle East, killing Jews, assaulting and slaughtering Christians, killing other Muslims, all at the hands of ISIS and the hands of starting a caliphate. That's what I see. Am I wrong or am I right, Vito?
You're always right.
I know.
Because I wrote the teleprompter you're reading from.
You look at the teleprompter that I'm reading. I mean, look, we're going to talk about guns. We're going to talk about the AR-15. The left now is going after the AR-15.
Right, because apparently the AR-15 is a deathly war machine that only a beautiful government should own. Why they're going all this? The AR-15 shoots 7,000 bullets a second.
That's what I saw. I see somebody in the Daily News. Did you see this?
Oh my goodness!
Let's
man,
talk about this.
That's
my hometown, New York, where the show is broadcast from. Yes, there's a guy
from the Daily News.
From the Daily News,
the illegitimate tabloid, I call.
Yep, who pretty much said he fired an AR-15. I encourage you all to read this website. He fired an AR-15, and everybody was just like. All the liberals all around us, they were going crazy. They thought this was a... It sent shivers down my spine. I'll give you the gist of what he said. You know what he said, Vito? He said he got PTSD from firing a weapon like this.
He went to a range and got PTSD?
He went to a range and he got PTSD for firing an AR-15. This is what he said. He had temporary cases of PTSD for firing an AR-15. I swear, I kid you not. This is what is happening in the world, ladies. The pussification of the American male.
Not only
show, I'll say it again.
Not only that, not only is it funny because it's so stupid, but it's also it's insulting.
Of course it's insulting. It's insulting.
To the soldiers and people who do have PTSD,
Right.
who went through years of military service where every second of their lives, they have to fear that somebody is trying to kill them. That is legitimate, life-ruining and changing PTSD that affects the person and their family and friends. Because you went to a frickin' gun range and shot a gun. You shot one. You have PTSD. What PTSD? The ringing took you back to Vietnam?
Yeah, don't forget.
No, you're a reporter who sits on his ass all day to come up with, Donald Trump hates gays. What else is there? Oh, he hates blacks, and I shot a gun and got PTSD. You're an idiot. What's the guy's name? Can we find the reporter's name? I'm going to tweet at him. I'm going to write. This is so stupid and insulting. He should be fired. Okay? The New York Daily News is illegitimate. They become a tabloid. You see the headlines just going off. Everything's about how much he hates Donald Trump and how much they blame the NRA for every shooting there is.
Isn't it? It's disgusting.
Every shooting there is. Every little thing that goes wrong, every idiot connects it to everything. All they do is go after Republicans and common sense conservative ideologies. The New York Daily News is an embarrassment.
It's an absolute disgrace. We're going to break. We're going to return here to the Vito and Vito show. We're going to talk more about the Orlando shooting. We're going to talk more about Islam. And, of course, the gun grab by the United States President, Barack Obama, and who are the Republicans trying to stop him, and who's turning their back on the American people. Don't go anywhere. The Vito and Vito show coming right back here. Don't miss it.
Who might you save?
Your mother, your father, your husband, uncle, aunt, son.
Learn FAST, F-A-S-T, the sudden signs of a stroke, and you could save.
Your friend, teacher, boss.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. F-A-S-T. That's F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in the recovery of
your neighbor, the waiter, grandmother, grandfather.
So learn FAST, the sudden signs of a stroke, then pass it on, because you never know who might save you.
Your wife, your colleague.
Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org, brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel?
Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the California Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Fighting the Common Core standards? Need a powerful tool to help inform others on this harmful education initiative? You're covered with Common Ground on Common Core, the collection of essays by 20 top education experts and activists. Reviewers call it the best single resource on the topic. You can share it with literally anyone. Order your print or digital copy of Common Ground on Common Core today. Just visit resoundingbooks.org. That's resoundingbooks.org. And get $2 off when you tell them Vito and Vito sent you. Paid for by Resounding Books Pack.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan. Separated. We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was fine.
The most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ReadyPA.org, brought to you by ReadyPA, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
And we're back here on the Vito and Vito show. I want to welcome everybody back to the program. Check out the website, www.vitoandvito.com. Give us a follow at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Vito, what do we got?
Wait, we're still doing the show?
Yeah, we're still doing
I
the
thought
show.
you moved it to only a half hour.
No. This show.
I
is
already
still
took my
kicking.
pants off.
You took your pants off.
I
It's
thought we were
radio.
done.
Good thing nobody could see you. All right, we're talking about the Orlando attacks here. And the absolute disaster.
And Islam, the religion of peace
The religion
is
of
not
peace.
peace. I like that.
You like that?
I like that. I quoted you and I tweeted that to the world.
Good. I hope
We
they
have
all get that.
10,000 followers now.
Congratulations and thank you, our followers on
Yes.
Twitter. We appreciate it. 10,000 followers now. Vito and Vito Show. We appreciate it, and you have our love.
Yes, and you owe me a dinner at a steakhouse.
That's right. I told Vito if he gets to 10,000, Vito's in charge over here of the Never Trump guy.
Yeah,
should change that. He's in charge of the social media accounts.
Hey, I'm pretty fair, you know, because I know you love Trump and you have posters of him all over your wall now, and I'm still principled, so I don't like
yeah,
him.
right.
So yeah,
principled and losing is what you are.
Ha ha ha! I
I
retweet.
think that's gonna suck for you because this is our first presidential election.
No, you see,
right?
Gary Johnson's gonna get to 15%,
What
and
the
he's
hell
gonna
is that
break
gonna
records
do?
for third parties, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
be in
whoa.
charge of that movement. In about 40, 50 years, when I'm old and my children are old, and Gary Johnson, these libertarians start making changes in the Republican Party
When
in this
there's
country.
a viable option, when they could win an election.
If
in a
you're on the
credible way.
ballot, you're electable. All right, then you say
Yeah,
when
of
everyone's
course.
like,
yeah, no, you are electable, but let's see, what are the odds here? How electable are you is the question.
what are the odds? What is this, horse racing?
No, it's the presidential
You get
election.
more
And guess what?
return.
and in Vegas, there's right now, currently, there are tables out there for who's going to be president. I wonder what the odds are. We should do that every week. We should set up, what are the odds? What are the Vegas odds right now? The tables. What's going on in Vegas?
We should
Yeah, we
because
should.
we're going to Vegas soon.
We are. We're going to Vegas. We broadcast live from Vegas. It's going to be fun, right?
That's not a good idea. we
Live
lost
with
one to
cocaine.
vetoes.
Anyway, so let's talk about this right now. We got the.
I was
going
to say something.
Okay, go ahead. What's up? I wanna
Something
talk
about
Islam.
voting on principle. Oh, we all knew that McCain had no shot to beat Obama, right?
Okay.
So does that mean that you just go ahead and vote for Obama? Because he's leading and he knows he's probably going to win?
No, McCain had a shot to beat Obama.
No, of course. And Gary Johnson has a shot today to win.
No. McCain had a better shot because McCain obviously had more votes than Gary.
I'm
Johnson.
talking about after he picked Hillary
You can't. Come on,
Sarah
this is,
Palin.
this is common sense. Democrat and Republican, they always get most of the votes in the country. You're picking these third-party candidates.
Yeah, but if you know that Obama's most likely going to win, just go with him. Is that
so
that's your
agitated,
logic?
I'm throwing my headphones across the
Yeah,
room.
leave it
You're
on
picking
the
up a
ear.
losing
Glue it on the
candidate.
ear.
Picking up a losing candidate over and over again. Can we come
please.
back to
I
Islam?
pick up my
please?
principles.
Let's go back to Islam. Okay, you want to talk about principles? Let's talk about the principles of this country and how they're under threat because of the Islamic way. I'm so tired of seeing people write things over Facebook and social media about how Islam is the religion of peace. I don't know how many more verses of the Quran I have to throw out to people that specifically say that it's not the religion of peace. Killing the infidel is not a peaceful thing, and Omar Mateen, the killer in Orlando, he's the one that actually pledges allegiance to ISIS.
Mm-hmm.
He called 911, pledges allegiance. He was inspired by ISIS. He went out there. He shot up a gay club.
But this is what confuses me.
And because this isn't the first American
I know.
attack. There was 9/11. There was San Bernardino.
There's
was
countless.
I mean, come on.
There's countless.
Fort Hood. It goes on and on and on.
And not just the United States, but across the world and many other places. But doesn't this is what I don't get? He was gay apparently, right? Because the
Supposedly
New York Post had a huge headline that says he was gay.
Supposedly he frequented the clubs. Yeah.
Like this is supposed to be a shocker, but what confused me was he was a radical Muslim, right?
Of course, yeah.
And he was gay. Doesn't Islam not like gays?
I think that's what it was. Now they're trying to spin it. They're saying, oh, well, he was obviously, conflicted with his sexuality. That's why he shot up the...
Conflicted?
Yeah. And he didn't know how to deal with it, so he shot up the place. I was like, come on,
What,
man.
why didn't
really?
Conflicted? That means it's a toss-up. Why didn't he pick the straight club? Maybe I don't like women, maybe I don't like gays, so you're going to kill him? No.
Pretty much,
No,
right.
no. Because number one, didn't ISIS claim responsibility? Right?
I don't know if they claim I don't know if they directly claim responsibility for
But,
the lone wolf attack.
but we do know that he was inspired and pledged allegiance to ISIS.
That's true, yeah.
We know he was a Muslim. He frequently attended the gay club in Orlando. Okay? But now, doesn't Iran and these countries stone and kill gays?
Mm-hmm.
Don't they pay for their sex changes just so they don't be gay? Okay? And these are Sharia Islam following countries. How are you, one, a gay radical Muslim? Okay, so because if you sacrifice yourself and do all this stuff for Allah, you're supposed to get 72 virgins, right?
Mm-hmm.
He definitely interpreted this, that 72 virgins means gay virgins or something. I don't know how you go. I don't know how that works. So you're supposed to be a purist and a fundamentalist. I don't know what he was thinking.
I mean, it really is interesting. And, of course, you got to. That's what I do. After a tragedy like this, of course, you take a moment. You have the prayers coming and all stuff like that. But it really is something else. I've decided at that point to go ahead and then look at what the liberals were saying. And then I saw, of course, you had the New York Times blaming, his conflicting sexuality and social stigma against gays, and of course Republicans are responsible for this. I saw something on USA Today which said that Republicans social conservatives are responsible for what happened because they don't accept gays today, and there's a stigma against homosexuals. As a result, this guy was having social pressure. He didn't know how to deal with it, and he shut up the place. I've seen defenses for this guy on the left. I have yet to see somebody on the left, a major publication, call out Islam, his ideology. Meanwhile, the only guy doing it is Donald Trump, and I got to give it to him, Vito. I hope he goes up in the polls, but we will see. Time will tell. The more of this stuff happens, the more pissed off we get as people. And we're not even getting pissed off anymore at Islam. You know what we're getting pissed off at with? We're getting more pissed off with President Obama and Democrats trying to take away our guns. That's what we're getting pissed off about. And it's bothering me so much, that we are losing the Second Amendment in this country. The president is still running around. He met with the families earlier this week, and he said of the Orlando shooting, and he said, we're going to go ahead and we don't care about politics. We're going to make action on gun control. I don't know what that means. I don't know what he's going to do. But Vito, the more and more I see this man making actions on things that he has no authority to act on without the consent of Congress, should scare every American, because this guy's really opening the floodgates.
The Second
He
Amendment
is the worst president we've ever had in this country.
Yes.
And I'm telling you that because of what he's done to the executive
The
office.
Second Amendment guarantees your right to own a gun. Shall not be infringed. It is the most specific and black and white amendment there is. Okay? So we were hanging out with Stossel the other day. Remember this? But from Fox Business, Stossel, John Stossel? He was saying how he went to apply for a gun. He filled out $430 of worth of like 30, 40 pages to register for the gun and to get the permit, this and that. Was interviewed by the chief of the police and said that he has to list reasons why he wants a gun. And an unacceptable answer is the Second Amendment. You cannot quote your right to get a gun. You cannot say that, well, it's my Second Amendment right to own a gun, so I should be able to own a gun. That's no longer true.
Well, we got a caller calling in here to the Vito and Vito show. We want to welcome him on the program. How we doing, caller? Welcome to the program. You're on the Vito and Vito show.
Hey, Vito. This is Jesse, Kate Leonoff's friend.
Oh, awesome. Hey, it's great to have you on, Jesse. Why don't you talk to us about we spoke a little earlier. You were studying in John Jay anti-terrorism in New York City. Explain to the viewers around the country what that means.
All right, so I just graduated my master's of public administration and emergency management, focusing also with an advanced certificate in terrorism studies.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. So now explain. And we saw what happened in Orlando. And it was an absolute disaster and a disgrace, all at the hands of radical Islamic extremists, at the hands of Islam, an ideology that needs to be wiped off the face of the map right now because it's spreading hatred not just in the Middle East but also now here on American soil. What can we do to prevent this in big cities like New York, in Orlando, in Houston, in small towns across this country? As an anti-terrorism expert, I'm going to call you an expert. What do we do, Jesse? How do we deal with this?
So it should come to no surprise to everybody that the only person that can stop an armed suspect or an armed terrorist is someone who's armed themselves. I can guarantee you that if there were an armed security guard or if there were an armed individual in the club, that it would have been stopped a lot sooner. And unfortunately, since there wasn't, we lost 49 beautiful lives. And this is a tragedy that should teach Americans a lesson that we live in a world, in a society where we are one of the most hated nations in the world because we have a democracy, because we have individual freedoms and rights. And there are people in this world that just cannot live with that, namely people who follow radical Islam. And it's not going to change anytime soon. It's not going to change no matter who the politician in office is. This is who we are, and because of who we are, that is why they hate us so
That's,
much.
You're 100% right. The more and more we see here, the more and more problems, it pisses me off to no end. They are blaming guns. Democrats are going out there. They're blaming guns. I haven't seen any Republican blame a gun. I've seen more Democrats come out in the past talking about the problems with guns in this country. I see people coming out and attacking guns on the left, and it pisses me off, and it should piss off every single gun owner in America, because right now our rights are under attack. You're right. Islam hates us because we are American. We represent the ideas of individual rights. They don't. They do not, and it should scare every American. Jesse, how old are you? You said you just graduated from college?
24 years old.
You're 24 years. You're a young guy like me, Jesse. We're in trouble. Okay, our lives right now. We're in a lot of trouble right now, and we should be petrified to what's going on. We got something. We have a president who doesn't want to stand up to radical Islam. I don't know what's going on out there, but we need some leadership right now. I mean, how about Donald Trump? You heard what Donald Trump said about anti-Muslim immigration? I'm sure you heard about that. How do we go about this right now? Is that a good plan? You studied anti-terrorism. Is that a good plan to stop these attacks from happening on U.S. soil?
So, as we've seen in San Bernardino, the shooter's wife had a visa, a fiancé visa, which is not that hard to obtain, granted you have the correct information. What Donald Trump is saying is not racist, it's not Islamophobic, it's not anything but purely protective of the American people. You know, we are a nation of individuals that come from every race and every creed, every sexual orientation. And this is not to say that we do not like these people. This is to say that the problem is consistently coming from areas that are under Islamic rule, specifically, and that the radicalism is coming from imams who run mosques in Pakistan and Saudi Arabia that preach hate against gay people, preach hate against Americans. So I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that we should have a temporary ban on immigration from those areas of the world. It's not at all a bad idea. It's a first step. I mean, it might seem a bit radical to people who are moderate or on the left, but at the end of the day, what is more important? Appeasing people and making them feel good about themselves, or actually protecting the citizens who pay their taxes, who depend on this nation to live freely?
You're right.
I'd say that we are obligated to protect our citizens.
You're 100% right, Jesse. I got to cut it short here. We got to get going. But we appreciate you for coming on and for spreading what you had to spread. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good fight. And we wish you lots of luck. All right? Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you for having me.
Vito, you have people like that. You have young people coming on, recent college graduates. They share their knowledge. They share stuff like that. And we should all be worried as to what's going on in the world. Let me tell you something to the left right now. I want to look at the left in the face. If I had a leftist sitting right now, I'd have so much fun. How the hell can you blame guns when 9/11 didn't have a gun? There was no guns in 9/11, was there, Vito?
It was planes in the box cutter.
There were no guns at the Boston bombing, was there not?
Nope.
There were guns in San Bernardino, fine. There were guns in Fort Hood, fine. There's guns in Orlando, fine. But what is the one thing that ties everything together? Because guess what? The common denominator right now isn't guns in all these terrorist attacks, Vito. In all these terrorist attacks and workplace violence events, it's not, guess what? It's not guns. What is the common denominator for the killings going on right now in the United States and around the world? Radical Islamic extremism. Very good, Vito. Very good. That's what's going on in the world, and I'm tired of the left not being able to connect the dots. It's only logic, and it bothers me.
They keep saying how if the guns were harder to get, if they were illegal, this and that, then they wouldn't get them. Listen, these terrorists, their goal in life is to kill Americans. That means
not just Americans. Don't forget anybody disagree with them.
Yeah, so most of the world. So they have to kill. They declare war on the world. So they have to kill these people. So if he wants to strike an attack, if he's going to get the gun illegally, just like criminals do, he could, if he had to, he would kill people with a knife, with a bomb. Oh, I don't know, maybe a plane. There are other ways to kill people, and they will find those ways. They will kill themselves if they have to kill others. So making the guns harder to get doesn't mean they won't get them. How do you think criminals get guns?
I'm telling you now, if people in that nightclub, we should make the president's right when he talks about gun laws. He's 100% right. You know what he says to do? We should turn around and make gun laws in this country more lax. We should have easier gun laws in the United States so that people are able to acquire a gun easier and they're able to defend themselves. Because when I'm not able to defend myself from radical Islamists who don't care about the law, anyway, that's why they're bad guys, they don't follow the law. You can pass as many laws as you want. It's not going to restrict people's right to it's not going to restrict people's gun access. They're going to get the guns anyway. Who's it going to hurt? It's going to hurt me, it's going to hurt you, it's going to hurt everybody else. I live in New York City, and guess what? There's no way to get a gun. It costs $455 just for the application fee. That's crazy. So if you're sitting there right now and you think that it can't get any worse, trust me, it can. I suggest you look up the New York SAFE Act and just see that it is the toughest gun control legislation on the face of the earth right here in New York. It is impossible for New Yorkers to get a gun. You have to demonstrate a special need to get a gun. It's the worst thing in the world. How do I defend myself, Vito? How do you defend yourself?
Even pepper spray and mace is illegal.
You believe that? You need a permit for those two things. It's absolutely
a permit?
Yep. Just like you need a permit for a gun. It is so difficult. I'm telling you now, if the patrons in Orlando had guns, armed security guards, if we had armed teachers in the rooms, if we had more people were armed, I could guarantee you right now, I'd feel much better, much safer. If I'm sitting in a movie theater and every single person in that movie theater had a gun, would you feel scared?
No.
I would feel much safer.
But a lot of Democrats say they would feel scared because they're not used to it.
That's the problem. They're gun illiterate. And you know what?
And then when they take a look at a gun, they got PTSD and then go home and cry.
Well, I can't wait to bring up this article. We're going to break. We're going to return here to the Vito and Vito Show. Forget about it moments of the week. Don't go anywhere. We're going right back here to the Vito and Vito Show.
Who might you save?
Your mother, your father, your husband, uncle, aunt, son.
Learn FAST, F-A-S-T, the sudden signs of a stroke, and you could save.
Your friend, teacher, boss.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. F-A-S-T. That's F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in the recovery of
your neighbor, the waiter, grandmother, grandfather.
So learn FAST, the sudden signs of a stroke, then pass it on, because you never know who might save you.
Your wife, your colleague.
Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org, brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel?
Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the California Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Fighting the Common Core standards? Need a powerful tool to help inform others on this harmful education initiative? You're covered with Common Ground on Common Core, the collection of essays by 20 top education experts and activists. Reviewers call it the best single resource on the topic. You can share it with literally anyone. Order your print or digital copy of Common Ground on Common Core today. Just visit resoundingbooks.org. That's resoundingbooks.org. And get $2 off when you tell them Vito and Vito sent you. Paid for by Resounding Books Pack.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was
the
fine.
most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ReadyPA.org, brought to you by ReadyPA, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
And we're back here at the Vito and Vito Show. Two gigolos trying to make it work. We like long walks on the beach and, of course, short walks to the bathroom. I'm Vito.
Yeah, I'm Vito.
We're losers. All right, we have this radio show here. Check out the website, www.vitoandvito.com. Two millennial conservative college students. We're not politically correct.
What does that even mean? Like, who came up with that?
What?
Political correct.
It's really it starts on, if you look at the history of political correctness, it starts on the cultural Marxism, and it's supposed to get people to, like what political correctness does, it goes after microaggressions in society, and it goes, and it goes up against people who, hate terms, and it's supposed to make us all equal. So, like, when I call you, for example, the N-word, that's derogatory, that's mean. So we need to take that out of society. We take that out of movies and television. We have to just pretend the word never
Obama
existed.
passed a bill recently that makes the legislature go back in history and rewrite every law and take out the N-word.
Yeah, not just that. A lot of offensive words. There's like Oriental is one of them, and the N-word. It's unbelievable. It's ridiculous. How do you go back in erase history? That's what he's. It's really he's historic. Now add historian to the list of things as president. He's a narcissist. He's a historian. He's a tyrannical monster. Oh my God!
Anyway, forget about moments.
All right, it's time of the weekend. Forget about it. Moments of the week.
What? Forget about it. Forget about it. Forget about it.
Paul, forget about it.
Forget about it. Moments of the weekend. The Vito and Vito show. It's going to be a lot of fun. We break down some of the craziest moments in the world. What are you rushing me for?
I want to get this done before the show ends.
We got enough time. Trust me. We got about 15 minutes here.
What?
Yeah. Go ahead. First, forget about a moment.
First of all, the federal government has approved to make the fence higher around the White House.
And how about the border fence? How's that working out? How high is that fence going? Right. All right.
They want to increase the height of the fence for about 5 feet. It's around 7 feet, which means people who could jump can jump the fence. I can't jump it. No. I can't jump. No.
You can't.
So people who are a little more athletic can usually jump the White House fence. Yeah. Some of them run up to give Obama a hug because he's the great equalizer.
Just imagine some of the great examples of the great equalizer's work. Ferguson, Missouri.
Racial war.
Baltimore. Let's look at all the
ISIS,
great. Yeah, let's take a look at all
Cuba, Iran, all the reset button.
All the great equalizing effects of this president.
Next show we are going to sit here for an hour and just name every failure Obama has done.
Oh, I would love to. We should get like a bunch of guests to come in and just go through. Let's do that.
Or make a game out of it.
Let's do that. Next week on the Vito and Vito show. I want you to stick around because we're gonna have a lot of fun. Don't go anywhere for a week. Sit by your computer or your radio sets because next week we're gonna have a whole of a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We are going to break down all of the president's disasters, and we're going to bring on guests. It's going to be a S show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Can't say that word. We're on terrestrial radio. So.
You know what? We also have to come up with a list of words I can say.
Yeah, anything that doesn't involve the 7 dirty words.
Which is beep, beep. Right. You jump for the beep button. I like that beep button.
You like
beep.
The beep?
Hit it.
I don't have it.
You don't?
I don't have it.
So I can say anything and completely destroy
I'd rather you not.
We can get sued for a lot of money that I do not have.
For a lot of money. I got this bell here. Take a listen.
I like it.
Yeah, you got that bell. You like that? Okay, maybe we could use that in the show.
Well, anyway,
don't curse because I'm not pressing. I'm not going back. I'm not editing the tapes. I'll put the technician to work. This guy wants to go home. He gets paid for free, this technician.
Anyway, speaking about anal probing.
Good segue.
Ready for this? Kenya. The judge upheld anal probes to determine sexuality. Now listen to this. Let me give you a little bit background history on Kenya and anal probing. Okay?
Thank you. Go ahead.
And I'm an expert in this. Yeah, it's a great resume.
Wait, what is it? Kenyan probing?
Anal.
Oh, President Obama knows a lot about Kenyan anal probing. I can guarantee you that.
That's a Kenyan joke, guys, not a gay black joke, okay? Okay?
That's everything right there. In that one sentence, there are more insulting comments than anything else. But go ahead, I want to hear this.
I can't. What if we meet these people one day?
Who, the president?
Like, there's Michelle. I called her a man and a monkey.
That's terrible.
That's gonna be.
I don't stand by that comment.
I do.
You can stand by
firmly.
That. I don't.
She's not attractive.
I don't think she's terrible. I don't.
Well, you don't think anything's terrible?
No, I don't. I don't have any.
You know, Nancy Pelosi says she will not support Wasserman Schultz.
Really?
I only thought of that because you said Nancy Pelosi's hot. That's how that
I
thought
like
process
that
went.
Botox machine.
The what?
The Botox machine. She's a wannabe Barbie doll. That's what she is. Just without the beauty. And a whole lot of plastic. Go ahead, Vito. What do you got?
Anyway, it's illegal to be gay or entertain gay sex. Entertain, I don't know why you picked that word, but to I can't think of a word. To do gay sex in Kenya.
To do it.
You can't
just
do it.
do it.
So,
like the Nike symbol. Just do it.
So these guys were arrested last year in a bar because they were accused of being gay, and they're suing. So we got the big court in Kenya, and they're saying they test to see if you're gay by anal probing you and giving you HIV and like hepatitis test to see if you have AIDS. Because if you have AIDS, you're obviously gay.
That's terrible.
And they see anal. I don't know how they anal probe you. Like, I don't know how they can find that out that you're gay.
Yeah, if you get excited down there, then I guess that's it.
Yeah, but they're saying that it's completely against their privacy to shove things
Absolutely, it's against their privacy to check them if they're homosexual. Of course, that's that. Hey, yeah, you got to understand just how lucky we are in this country that you could do whatever you want as long as you don't. For the most
but you
part.
tell me anal probing is like a good, legitimate way to find out if somebody's gay. Like,
No,
what if you
of
mess
course
that
not.
up? I don't know how that says. Oh no, he's gay. It fits.
It fits.
What?
Ta-da! They get different
Oh,
sizes.
it came out positive.
They
You're
get
gay.
different sizes. The bigger the size, obviously they know that it's.
Oh come on!
That's it. They'll check because obviously, like if you're not gay, it's probably not going to be.
Are you sure?
It's not going to fit size 10. But if you are, probably it'll fit size 11, 12, right? We are talking Kenya here, right?
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. There's the links, that's Clay for you. I mean, that's terrible. You got to understand just how great of a country this is.
That you don't get anal probe to determine sexuality.
There's that. But the fact that you could do whatever you want in this country and the government won't really come after you, for the most part. Unfortunately, Christians in this country can't be Christians because the government's going to come after them. They're going to force them to bake
unless
cakes.
you're Christians, which is about 80% of this country. But if you're gay, which is like, what, 1%? It's a very small minority. Unless you're gay or Muslim, which is like 0.5%.
Oh, if you're a Muslim in the United States,
if you're a gay Muslim, you got it gold. I don't know why this guy shot the club. If you're a gay Muslim, you have it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay?
This guy, Omar Mateen, by the way, he's the biggest dirtbag on the face of the earth. I hope this guy gets... I hope when he goes to jail in the 7.2 versions, he winds up with like... See, I can't even say like it's the wrong. I don't know.
See,
so
you
he is
can't
gay, right?
usually want to say, "Oh, they go," because the Quran says you get 72 versions,
right?
But they never say if it's a man or girl versions. So usually I make the joke like, "Well, they're probably 72 gay versions, so that really screw up Muhammad over there, right, little guy over there." But this guy was gay, so now I'm hoping they were female versions. But now they're saying he was conflicted. Maybe like both.
I don't know.
So, you know what? I hope there is no Allah, no virgins, no nothing, just a sick bastard who died.
He's having an orgy right now up in Allah's heaven.
Great. Is this what you get rewarded?
I don't know. Isn't that sick? This is what this religion teaches you. It teaches you to be a martyr, and you get all these versions.
Because Muhammad wrote this. He's like, well, you know what? The Christians got heaven. Jews don't have hell. Screw it. We'll give you virgins. Is that all right? BS. Anyway, speaking about virgins, I'll let's forget about it, is that a new poll shows a lot of workers who are stressed out, instead of doing yoga or having a cigarette, they turn to bondage to relieve their stress. Yes, Vito, I know you work long and hard hours, so you get all stressed out from the radio show. So a new study shows that these people prefer being, tied up and wrapped in ropes and gag balls and swing
all right,
sets.
You have to go into detail, all right, but why?
Yeah, why? It's a stress relief, I guess. That's what they said. It relieves their stress, and they enjoy it after a long day at work.
You know what? Whatever floats your boat. The world would be better off if we all got off. So I got no problem. As a libertarian, millennial conservative, I don't care if you're gay, straight, bondage, or no bondage. I don't care if you're into sweet love making or some raunchy sex that leaves you hanging upside down under the chandelier. I don't really give a damn. As long as you're happy and you don't hurt anybody, you enjoy yourself.
Well, consensually,
Of course, it's got to be consensual.
This is talking about bondage, yeah.
But that all stems from the ideas of individual rights. You have life, liberty, and property. Your liberty is to make decisions for yourself as long as nobody gets hurt. Right. And, that's it.
You can ask. You can be like, listen, can you tie me up and whip me tonight?
I don't know. Why the hell do people do that? I don't understand.
They like it.
The biggest forget about it moment of the day has to be this guy from the Daily News.
Absolutely.
I got his name here. Frank Stelmach.
Okay, I'm looking him up. Does he have a Twitter?
Okay, I'm sure he does.
Everybody
I'm
listen.
sorry. I got the wrong name. My apologies.
Don't get the wrong guy now.
I apologize. He was the guy. Frank Stelmack is the guy at Double Tap Shooting Range, and no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. My apologies. Gersh. Oh boy, Kuntzman. Can't make this up. His name pretty much details his attitudes toward life. Gersh Kuntzman. Kuntzman. Gersh
God.
Kuntzman.
Ready? Wait, I think this might be him.
He does have a Twitter.
Yes, opinions are like assholes, and I have 2. Not sure what that means. I'm a columnist for the Daily News. You know what, you Kuntzman? You are the... I'm going to tweet at him right now. Right now.
Isn't that just something?
What should I say? You are a disgrace. You can see all this at Vito and Vito Show, by the way, on Twitter.
Sure, go right ahead.
Thousands of followers.
Why do you this guy, it's just unbelievable. He says, and let me just give you a little gist of what he said. I'm sure you all read it. He says, what is it like to fire an AR-15? It's horrifying, menacing, and very, very loud. That's embarrassing. Look, we're leaving here the Vito and Vito Show. Come back next week. We're going to have a lot more fun. We're signing off here on the Vito and Vito Show. We're going to discuss Obama's failures. We're going to have a whole hour to discuss this, probably 2, right here on the Vito and Vito Show in Brooklyn.
It's nothing but the truth.